you are not able to convert cold leads into warm leads and then into high ticket clients because you are sending the wrong messages to your prospects. But if you look at the messages that I have been sending to all the high ticket people, then you can see that like not only I am sending the messages but I'm also receiving the replies, and that is how people are resonating me with the messages that I'm sending them, and then they're able to identify that yes, I'm gonna solve the biggest problem for them. And not only I have just one example, but I have like many examples where on the basis of the on the messages that I have sent, they have found it interesting and then they have replied back to me. So what is the number one mistake you are doing today? If you look at your pattern of messages, then many of you are making this mistake where you are not able to build trust because you are asking them what they are already expecting from you. For example, like whenever you get connected with someone on LinkedIn, how do you initiate the conversation, or how do you think of keeping the conversation in the longer run? By asking the questions that they have already anticipated. For example, like something like, what's your biggest marketing challenge right now? If you're a marketer and you have sent a connection request to your ICP through your profile, if I'm your ICP, I got to know that yes, you are into marketing, and then you're gonna pitch me something. And the very next moment I hear from you where you ask me this question, what's your biggest marketing challenge right now? Now the moment I will answer this, I know that you will be able to sell me something on the basis of solution that you can provide me for the problem that I have been facing. So that is where I am anticipating the things. And if client gets to know what you're gonna what's gonna be your next step, then you will never be able to sell. So don't reveal your next step. So instead of asking very generalized questions that so many people are also asking, just change the conversation into something that your ICP did not expect, and then sell them that you want to sell. So if you are sending out such messages where how much is your company currently spending on lead generation, again it's too direct. You are asking a very sensitive information and they have not onboarded you yet. Why they disclose that how much amount of money they have in their bank to spend on the lead generation techniques? Some people might not have any problem in answering these questions, but in many cases I have observed when you ask these type of queries, people try to refrain answering those questions because they reveal so much of personal information, right? Then would you be interested in generating more high quality leads for your business? Well, ask yourself who is not interested. But isn't this sentence or this question have been uh, sent by many marketers to them? So what's the one thing that you have done differently today? Isn't the same message that you are sending out that your competitors are also sending out? So you have to find out that why such messages don't convert. The main reason is that you give immediate sales signal. So your intent is clear that you want to sell something, and that is what other person gets to know through your question. Feels like you are just into selling your services and not into building relationships, not into providing them the solutions. This is 2025 where you have to identify, you have to learn that people pays for the execution and not for the solution. So if you know the solution of their problem, just tell them upfront, because in most of the cases, even if your ICP gets to know the solution, they will not be able to execute in the right manner. Hence they will come out to you and then ask you that can you help me out in executing this stuff, and that is where they need your help, because now you have shown your expertise by giving the solution to them, but now they need your expertise in executing the same solution. So that is what you need to learn also. So in this case you have to change your approach into trust building process. So how can you do that? So instead of asking what's your biggest marketing challenge right now, you could have reframed it to, I was intrigued by your career path from, let's say, from marketer to co-founder. What inspired that transition? Now this shows the actual interest in knowing your ICP, and that person will feel more overwhelmed because he got an idea that someone wants to learn about my journey, and now he doesn't get he will not get a hint that you might be selling something at the end of the day, because our ultimate goal of building the trust is all about that we will be able to close high ticket deals very very fastly, and that will happen when the other person will trust you. And how that person will trust you? When you will ask the questions that will make that person feel more valuable. That is when you will be able to close deals much faster. In the second approach, you can say, you can talk about the recent post that he or she has done on LinkedIn. So you can say something like, your recent post about XYZ really resonated with me. What prompted you to share that perspective? Now, he or she will never get an idea why you are asking that. Now, the moment he or she will start answering the later part of your query, which is what prompted you to share that perspective, maybe that person will relate it to their business, and that is how you can now mold the conversation into the services that you have for them, and that is how you will be able to initiate the conversation in a more trustworthy manner, right? Then you can ask about something about industry. What's been the most surprising change you have observed in XYZ industry over the past year? Now, sometimes these questions will also not get answered because very very few people will take action to answer to someone whom they don't know. But this way you will be able to nurture down your audience and their interest, and you will be able to build trust with your ICP, and that is what the ultimate goal is. With these questions that we were asking in the starting, what's your biggest marketing challenge right now? How much is your company currently spending on lead generation? These questions are quite, you can say, are quite easy to understand that what's your agenda of behind asking these questions. But when you are asking such queries, then the other person will hardly get any idea that why are you asking this query at an upfront manner, right? So that is what you have to ask yourself, that how can you build the trust by asking the queries which are not directly related to your services but definitely related to your ICP, and that is how you will start building up the trusting process. And if you want to learn more secrets like this, and if you want to learn the exact framework of converting high ticket client, then you need to register on this 3-hour live workshop where I'm gonna show you how to convert or how to get high ticket clients without running paid ads. So if you're curious to get high ticket clients from USA, from UK, from UAE, all you have to do is register on this workshop. The link is in the description below. The website is called ghcamps.com, and then you can attend the session live for 3 hours. So I'll see you in the session live.